Thank you. Thank you. When we were first invited to speak here today, we were told that each of us would only have 7 minutes. 7 minutes to tell you how we'd better create jobs, expand health care, save the environment, improve our schools, balance the budget, fight terrorism, get out of Iraq, and bring peace to the Middle East. I don't need 7 minutes. I can do it in 4 words. Elect a Democratic president. Now, thank you. Thank you. Now, you're in your second day of hearing political speeches. And you've heard from some of our best. You know, our country would be a lot better off with any of them serving in the White House as my vice president. But, you know, thank you. But the truth is, we will only win the White House if we, as fellow Democrats who share fundamental core beliefs, don't tear each other down. And we're a party built on a platform of ideas and ideals. We share a fundamental belief in the notion that equality is not achieved by knocking someone else out of the way and kicking them when they're down. Instead, we believe in offering them a hand and lifting them up. It is why today I am calling on all other Democratic candidates to agree to run only positive campaigns in this Democratic nominating process. And further, I call on the Democratic National Committee to pass a resolution demanding that all the candidates run clean campaigns and not attack each other. You know, I don't buy this nonsense. I don't buy this nonsense that negative campaigns toughen up a nominee. Save it for the Republicans. Now I could tell you also, in a positive way, that we need a Democratic nominee who's brokered international agreements, understands the Middle East, has fought global warming, a nominee who has served as a governor, balanced budgets, created jobs, covered health care, and turned an economy around. In fact, you know, I think that sounds pretty good. But, you know, the truth is, most of America doesn't want to hear another political speech right now. And honestly, I don't blame them. They see enough politics in the nightly news, in the grim statistics of a war gone horribly wrong, a war that is mostly about politics and posturing and saving face. And that's the worst sort of politics imaginable. Our challenge as Democrats is not to just break through the voter cynicism, but also to convince them that we're up to the job that they've entrusted us with. We've won the Congress, but we still have a lot to prove. We need a Democratic nominee who's able to stand up for our principles, our values, make the case to the American people, show them we can get things done, and create a lasting Democratic majority. But I'm tired of hearing the Democrats don't stand for anything. We do. The American people need to know that we're standing up for them. And they need to know that we can get the job done. You know, I'm proud to be a Democrat. And I'm proud also with what we've accomplished in my home state of New Mexico. I know, how many of you have visited New Mexico? Well, the rest of you, get over there. You know, we have created 80,000 new jobs. many of them in high-tech industries. We have the lowest unemployment rate since 1978, up to 6th in the nation for job growth, 7th in the nation for personal income growth. And we didn't abandon union families along the way. And one of the first things I did as governor was reinstate collective bargaining for public employees. And we secured the first public works labor agreement in New Mexico history. And we made our prevailing wage a union wage. And when it came up to standing for the rights of working people, we didn't compromise our ideals. We acted on them. And to create all those jobs, we first passed a specific tax credit for creating good-paying jobs. You pay over the prevailing wage company, you get a tax credit. We made the rural tax credit permanent. We enacted a 3-year tax holiday for high-tech startups. And we invested state money in local companies that showed great promise for success and job creation. Rather than use tax cuts to reward the wealthy, I used them to reward putting people to work. We balanced the budget, but we also increased school funding by $600 million. And we made it sure it all went into the classroom and not the bureaucracy. In fact, the first thing we did was give teachers a raise, and we've given them a raise every 4 years. And when I came into office, and I'm really proud of this, we were 48th in teacher pay. With this year's raise, we'll be 27th, and we're aiming even higher. You know, our teachers deserve it. Our kids are better off. Our schools are improving. Our parents believe in us again. If we can do that in New Mexico, we can do that across the country. We expanded state health insurance. We now insure in New Mexico every child under 5. We lowered the cost of health care for working families. We're helping small businesses create purchasing pools so they can get the same lower insurance rate as large employers. 2 of the bedrock principles of the Democratic Party are equal access to an excellent education and equal access to health care. For too long in this country, we've had neither. But we're making great strides in New Mexico, and we can do that across the country if we have a Democratic Congress, a Democratic presidential, a Democratic governors in a majority of states, and a Democratic mandate to finally lift this country up. And I want to tell you, too, in New Mexico, our fight for equality extends to sexual orientation. For the first time in state history, we have a hate crimes law, and we've extended civil rights protections to include sexual orientation. And we're providing state health insurance for domestic partnerships.